Greetings. My name is Nebro Tishin. I also go by other names, Tatangolo. Also went by names such as Tata Midnight. And Ifa, I'm known as Ifayemi Sangoyomi. Um, and I want to talk to y'all today about being a spiritual reader, a spiritual worker, a spiritual advisor. What people need to understand is this. The community that we exist in today, the spiritual community on the internet, is not the real spiritual community. The spiritual community that we see on the internet is filled with a bunch of ego-driven, money-hungry individuals who do and say just about anything to get what they want. One thing that I've learned about working with the spirits, and when I say the spirits, I'm talking about the spirits of the dead. I'm talking about the Orishas. I'm talking about the Nkisi. I'm talking about the Loa. I'm talking about any type of energy that I've worked with. One thing that I've learned about working with those energies is this. When you do things from your heart, they will bless you. You don't need to be thirsty for money. You don't need to lie, manipulate, deceive individuals for money. I've done many things for free. Sometimes I've even initiated people for free. Okay? Because they needed it and they did not have the money. Not to say that don't start messaging me on Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp asking, giving me a sob story because I'm going to read into it. These are people who I've actually met in person. I know them. I know their living situation. I know what they're going through. And the spirits told me to take care of them because when they get straight, they would take care of the house and they would take care of the spirits. But being a spiritual reader is this. Being a spiritual reader is being a spiritual reader is the cornerstone of what we do as spiritualists. I don't care what nobody telling you out there. I don't care how good they make it look. I don't care if they wearing Gucci bags, driving Mercedes, Benzes, whatever they doing to make you feel like things are unnecessary. I'm going to let you know right now. If you go into any spiritual work without getting a spiritual reading from that spiritualist, then you do not know if that spiritualist is authentic. I say that to say that many of you are so desperate that you will assume that a person has power, assume that a person has the ability to do what it is that you're asking them to do without testing that spirit. And one of the ways to test that spirit is to get a spiritual reading. That's one of the ways to test the spirit. You cannot test that spirit without getting a spiritual reading. When people get a spiritual reading from me, sometimes they don't even need spiritual work. Just by talking to me and getting a reading from me, their situations begin to resolve themselves. And this is not to say that this happens for every single case and person, but there have been many times in which I've given spiritual readings to people and people have seen a difference in their life for the better just after talking to me. When you really live in the spirit, when you really live to do what it is that you're doing against all obstacles, against all antagonists, against all enemies, against all negative energy, negative spirits, and so forth, you are blessed. And I'm not a perfect individual. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to try to act like I'm holier than thou, try to act like I'm, more perfect and more pure than anybody else. I'm not. I'm a pure fucking savage. But I do have good character. And the only time that my dark side shows itself is when people try to project their dark side on me. Other than that, I'm really an angel until you turn me into a demon. But my main point is to make sure that you understand that you need to work with a credible and authentic spiritual reader and diviner in order to diagnose anything that's going on in your life. No matter what type of situation it may be, no matter what type of situation that you may be going through, you need to work with a spiritual reader. Someone that you trust, and it don't necessarily have to be me, but somebody that you trust, somebody that gives you accurate information, somebody that takes the time to look into your situations and so forth. You know what I mean? Like, I have went to many different people in the past, and they were only out for money. You know what I mean? They were only out for money. They didn't even realize that I was a priest of high caliber when I went to them. Because I don't tell people shit. If you tell me that you can read, if you tell me that you can cast or do, if you can do this, you do that, I'm going to see what the reading says, what the Spirit says. I'm not going to tell you anything because I want you to know. You know what I mean? And that's what the spiritual reading service that I offer gives the individual, is that I will cast the oracle and I will find out in the Spirit what is going on with you. And I will just simply tell you what the Spirit says about you. Okay? And this will be revealed in the sign, whether it's in Palo or in the Odu, whether it's in Orisha, and so forth. Okay? As a spiritual worker, you want to work with an individual who actually has the spirits to be able to solve the problems that you are dealing with. Okay? Oftentimes, I come across individuals on the internet, and people will tell me that they have went to spiritual people who do not have the spiritual forces at their availability in order to be able to solve their problems. Many people go and get spiritual readers. Just because you're a spiritual reader does not mean that you're a spiritual worker. A lot of people are very good at reading tarot cards, but they're not spiritual workers. A lot of people are very good at using oracle cards, but they're not spiritual workers. They don't know how to solve your problem. They can basically tell you in the cards that you have a problem, but they cannot solve that problem. So when you come across an individual who's a spiritual reader as well as a spiritual worker, then you are blessed. Okay? So a spiritual worker is an individual who knows how to call upon the spirits that he works with or she works with in order to solve the issues that you are dealing with. You know, um, this individual is able to understand the herbs, understand the communication, the language of the spirits, so that they can get the things done that you need done. Sometimes it doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it does happen overnight. I've had cases as a spiritual worker where I've gotten results overnight. I've had cases as a spiritual worker where things may take up to a year to manifest. But as long as I divine and I make sure that everything is in place, all I ask is for those clients is to be patient. That's it. Just be patient. Some things are not going to be resolved overnight. This is not Harry Potter. This is not Hollywood. This is real life. And this is how things work in real life. Okay? If a spirit is going to work in this physical dimension is governed by laws. These laws, especially time and space, are some of the most important laws that we are subject to as we exist in this physical dimension. So when we ask a spirit to work for us in this particular dimension, we are asking that spirit to work within the laws of time and space. Okay? We're asking the spirit to work within the laws of time and space. We are not expecting the spirit to make things happen instantaneously. And don't get me wrong, sometimes the spirit can make things happen instantaneously. But it all depends upon the situation. And there's through divination, people will ask me, well, can you tell me how long it's going to take? Can you tell me how long it's going to take? My answer to them, and will always be my answer to them, is it's going to take as long as it takes. Okay? I put these videos up and I talk about these things for a reason. So that you do not have false expectations, so that you do not have false hope, and so that you understand the realm in which you are you're delving into. Because there is no time limit on a spiritual work, because it all depends upon each individual's karma, each individual situation. Okay? It does not mean that because we send a spirit out that for whatever reason it's going to happen immediately. Trust me, as a person in a spiritual community like myself who have enemies, think about it. My enemies may send out spirits every other day to try and stop me from being who I am, to try and stop me from being successful at what I do, to try and do whatever the hell they think they're going to do. Do you think that they lose faith in their spirits because they weren't successful at killing Nebro Tishin today? No, they're going to try it again. Right? Because in their mind, they feel, we're going to get them. But the truth is that when you live from your heart and you do things from your heart, everything in the spiritual realm is based on what's in your heart, not what's in your mind. But in ancient Kemet, the heart and the mind were one and the same. This is why they had a ceremony where they would weigh the heart against the feather, known as the ceremony of Ma'at. Right? At the time of death, your heart was weighed against the feather of Ma'at, which was the feather of an ostrich. Okay? And this particular ceremony meant that all of the things that were on your mind in life would weigh you down in the spirit. So that if those things that are on your mind, if you were not able to purify your mind and to get your mind to a point of purity before your eventual demise in the physical, then your heart would be weighed against the feather and it would be heavier than the feather. And if your heart was heavier than the feather, then you would end up in the underworld being devoured by the Amit creature. If your heart was lighter than the feather, then you would be able to enter the halls of Amenti, where you which would be synonymous with heaven and so forth. So as we work in the spiritual realms, we must work with a pure heart. Okay? We have to work with a pure heart. This is how we receive the blessings. We do not do evil for the sake of doing evil. All right? Anytime I'm willing to do anything that a person asks me to do, as long as it's within the laws of justice in the spiritual realm. Okay? I'm not finna kill babies. I'm not finna send death at babies and all this other crazy stuff that some people ask me to do. I'm not about to do that kind of stuff. Okay? Because a baby's an innocent creature. That is the most innocent of Ache that you could sacrifice to a spirit. If you ask me to do that, I'm not doing it. Period. I'm not doing that. You can go to somebody else for that. I don't care how much money you got. I'm not doing that. But I will check to see if it's an adult and that person has committed an offense against you, and that person is working against you to destroy your life or to hurt you in any type of way, then I will fight for you as a spiritual worker. As your spiritual advisor, you can contact me. You can book consultations with me to get advice from me. And what that means is that I will consult with the spirits about anything that you're trying to do. You may say, well, hey, Nebro, should I go and get this job? Should I go after this job? Should I pursue this man? Should I do this? Should I do that? I will advise you on what the spirits say was in your best and highest interest to do. I'm not going to send you off. I'm not going to make you tell you to do some things that is not in your best and highest interest. Everything that I'm going to tell you to do is always going to be in your best and highest interest. Okay? That's what my job is to do as your spiritual advisor. Other than that, the best thing that I can do is instruct you all to book a consultation with me. If you think that what I'm telling you is not true, book a consultation or a spiritual reading with me and you will see. You will absolutely see that the spirits will not lie. Very soon I'll be offering also Ifa readings on my website. The Ifa readings as a spiritual reader and a spiritual advisor will give you insight into your destiny. Okay? I don't really have time right now to do Ifa readings, and the reason is because every time you consult Ifa, Ifa always wants an Ebo. He always wants a spiritual work. I don't care what your situation is. Ifa is going to ask for something, and you will be paying for a spiritual work. So when people book an Ifa reading, they need to be prepared to pay for spiritual work because Ifa is going to ask you to give him. He's going to demand or claim Ebo and tell you, you must give me this, 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 and this to make sure that your destiny is in proper alignment and make sure, better yet, to make sure you're in proper alignment with your destiny. Okay? So, soon we'll be offering Ifa readings as well on our website. But I need you to understand the difference between a spiritual reader, a spiritual worker, and a spiritual advisor. Okay? Because those are the classifications of which I fall in. I'm a spiritual reader, I'm a spiritual worker, I'm a spiritual advisor. All right? I'm not your relationship coach. Don't ask me what should I tell my girlfriend? What should I That's not my job. My job is to be your spiritual advisor. I can tell you what the spirits say that you should do in order for them to be able to better serve you. For them to better be able to work for you. Okay? If you all are requesting my advice in relationships, then I will clearly and happily add an extra service to my list of services. If you want relationship coaching, I'll give it to you. If you want mentoring, I'll give it to you. But it will be in a service because time is money. Time is money. My energy and my ache, these are the prices I charge for things are based on my ache. You want my ache? Then you're going to have to give up something. I'm not giving my ache away for free. Shango will not allow me to be a slave. I will not continue to serve a community that does not serve me back. Period. He will not allow me to be a slave. So, you all need to get it together. You need to realize that this community that we are in, online and offline, is a very toxic place. It's very toxic. A lot of people on the internet are only after money. I don't chase money. I chase testimonials. I'm not looking to get rich from Palo Mayombe. I'm not looking to get rich from Ifa. I'm not looking to get rich from any initiatic priesthood that I've gained in my journey. What I do is I serve the spirits and I serve the marketplace and the clients. And by doing so, the spirits bless me. Okay? If you have that intention that you are getting initiated because you want to make money as a spiritualist, or you want to make money as a palero or palera, you want to make money as a babalao or yanifa, you want to make money as a mambo or a hugon. If that's your purpose for joining these traditions, then you're joining them for the wrong reasons. You're joining them for the wrong reasons. When you do it from your heart and you do good work and you do your best, you will be blessed. And we are human beings. We're not perfect. Okay? We're not perfect. You know what I mean? Sometimes I may miss an appointment and I may need to reschedule with you. Sometimes I may miss a phone call and I may need to reschedule with you. You know what I mean? But that's because I'm also a normal person just like you. I also like to do normal things. I also like to go out to dinner. I also like to go to the movies. I also like to enjoy time with my family. You know what I mean? And sometimes my family and my normal life may get in the way of my professional life. But I will always come back and work as hard as I can for all of my clients. And that's one thing that everybody in the community online can always guarantee from me, that I'm going to always work as hard as I can to make sure that you get what it is that you want. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to always be available when you message me. I'm not going to always be available when you randomly call me. But you can best believe that I have your best interests at heart, because there's so many people in the community that are doing a lot of people wrong. And I don't need to name names. I honestly don't need to name names. But I will tell you that a lot of people in the community are doing a lot of people wrong. You know what I mean? We have some very evil individuals in the community. These people use lies, deception, manipulation, coercion. They use slander. They use lies. They use defamation of character. They use all of these tools at their disposal to be able to what they would consider to be war, fighting their enemy. When in reality, these individuals create enemies for themselves. They go around the internet picking on people. They go around the internet preying on people. This is what I see every day. Every day. And it's very disheartening. And it makes you not even want to be a part of none of this, to be honest. It makes you not want to be a part of it when it's in your heart. When it's in your heart, it makes you not want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? It makes you want to be like, man, why am I dealing with this? Why am I dealing with these psychos? You know what I mean? Like, why don't I just go and live a normal life and get away from these psychos? Because they're going to continue to keep hurting people. But every time that I attempt to do so, the spirits always pull me back and tell me that I'm needed. And a lot of times, I don't know why I'm needed. Because I don't hold myself up in high esteem with ego like I'm better than anybody. All I ask for is respect. Just respect me like you would want me to respect you. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for you to worship me. I'm not asking for you to do anything. I don't want no sex from you. I don't want none of that. I'm not going to try to rip you off and get your money from you. If I perform a service for you, then I'm going to expect a derecho for me and my spirits in my house. Simple as that. If you want to work for me, if you want my spirits to work for you, then you must pay them. And by paying me, you are paying them because I use that money to take care of the spirits. I give them the offerings and the rum and the cigars and everything that they need, the animals and so forth, to keep them alive and keep them active so that they are always available to work for you. This is what the derecho is for. This is what the donation is for when you perform spiritual work. This is why a lot of times I allow people to make 2 payments. Pay me to start the work, pay me to finish the work, and I will pay the spirits for everything that they're doing for you through offerings and sacrifices and so forth. And I'm giving y'all the real, man. I don't have time to play on this internet. I don't want to play on this internet. I'm not here to play games with you, because there's already too many people out here playing games. I'm not here to play games with you. I'm here to do what I'm here to do. Okay? I don't want nothing from you. I'm dead serious. All I want you to do is do right. All I want you to do is have patience. All I want you to do is have faith. And that if you choose to come into this realm of spirituality to solve the problems of your life, I ask that you have patience and that you have faith. That's it. Other than that, let us do the work and just sit back and let the spirits do what they're going to do for you. All you got to do is go to my Instagram and see all the testimonials that I post on a regular basis. I'm about to post a testimonial in a little while on how I helped a brother to get out of jail. You know what I mean? Because he was on probation. You'll see it in the video. Okay? Actually, there's another video that I'm going to make about that particular case in particular. But to explain to y'all about how we use certain spirits of Kimbisa to be able to help people in court cases and things of that nature. So I hope that you all were able to understand where I stand as a spiritual reader, a spiritual worker, and a spiritual advisor, and understand that you should come to expect these things from anyone that you work with in the spiritual community, not just myself. Not just myself. Do not let people run game on you. Don't let them run a script on you. If a person cannot do a spiritual reading for you and they consider themselves to be a part of any African traditional religion, then you need to run. Run. If you call yourself anything in the African traditional, because every African traditional religion has a divination system. If the person you're working with does not know it, run. Because we cannot diagnose. It's like going to a doctor. We can't diagnose your spiritual problem without divination. We cannot prescribe a spiritual medicine without divination. And anyone who has been initiated authentically and properly should be able to divine. I teach everyone who gets initiated with me how to divine. And my divination system is unique. It's according to the regla of the Congo, but it is also unique because our house moves in a different way. So I'm going to tell you right now, if a person that you're doing spiritual work for cannot also divine, sometimes I will admit, sometimes we do not need to do a consultation for spiritual work. You may come to me and you may say, well, hey, I already know what I want. I want this to happen. I want that to happen. I want this to happen. Okay. I'm going to already do a mini divination before I start the work. I'm not going to charge you for that. But if you don't book a divination and you pay for the spiritual work, I'm going to do a divination automatically because I must divine with the spirits to see what they want. Right? So, in that case, a spiritual divination is not needed. But let's say, for instance, you're having some issues in your life that you just don't know what's going on. You don't know why your love life is fucked. You don't know why you can't keep a job. You don't know why your family's against you or all of these different things that people come to me about. You don't know. So we do a reading, a spiritual reading in which we cast the oracle to find out what's going on with you so that we can appease those spiritual forces, whether they be in Orisha or Palo or any other tradition, so that you can be back in alignment with your life and your destiny and your fate. Palo Mayombe has the ability to change your fate. Ifa and Orisha has the ability to change your destiny or to keep you in alignment with your destiny. And other traditions that we work with have the ability to change your reality. All that we ask that you do is obey the spirits, have faith, have patience. Okay? There's 4 pillars. Let me see if I can remember. They're so embedded in my mind through my psyche that I'm going to just see if obedience. Always obey the spirit. Faith. Always trust that the Spirit got your back. If you give the Spirit an offering, you pay for spiritual work, or you get something done in the Spirit, I'm going to do it. Never question, did you do the work with me? That is an insult. I'm not going to take your money and not do the work. So never ask me that question. Did you do the work? Don't ever ask me that. You are insulting me if you ask me that. Because if I took your money for a particular work, if you gave a donation for a particular work, I'm going to do the work. I'm going to go and petition the Spirit and get them to move for you. Okay? So have faith. Trust in the Spirit. Okay? So you want to be obedient. You want to have faith. You want to have patience. Give the Spirit time to work. The Spirit is trying to manipulate things in the physical world, and the physical world is based on time and space. So there's going to be time in between the time that you pay for a work and the time that it manifests. Okay? There's going to be a time frame. Be patient. I always tell people, give the work at least 21 days to see what's going on. If it's not manifesting in 21 days, I will check on it. I'm not going to check on it immediately because I have many other clients and things to do, but I will check on it for you. So be patient. Okay? So we got obedience, we got faith, we got patience. And then, what is my fourth pillar I always talk about? Shit, it's so embedded. Obedience, patience, faith. One thing is that you must also believe in what it is that you're doing. If you don't believe in the spirits that you actually are calling upon, or that you are paying me to call upon, then it's not going to work. It's not going to work the way you think, because they're going to be like, well, shit, if you don't believe in me, then what the fuck? We don't believe in you. Sometimes they will be like, yo, all right, we finna teach them something. We finna show them something. Because the spirits have no problem turning a non-believer into a believer. So they'll show you. You know what I mean? They will show you. But you all need to hold tight to these particular principles in order for your spiritual work to manifest. In order for your life to change. In order for you to see the positive things coming into your life, you need to change the way you think. You cannot continue to be a narcissist, obnoxious, an asshole. Whatever it is that you've been doing, when you come into the spiritual realm, the spirits will demand that you transform into something better. And the guidance that they're going to give you is going to promote you to transform into something better. Okay? It's going to promote you to transform. It's going to push you to transform into something better. It's not going to be a situation where it's Hollywood, where you think, oh, I can continue to be a dick and I'm going to get everything I want. No, sometimes the spirits are going to tell you, you got to stop being a dick. If you want to get everything you want, stop being a dick. Stop being a bitch. Stop being an asshole. Especially to the person that you're trying to get to love you. How the fuck a person gonna love you if you've been an asshole to them? I don't give a fuck how many spirits you put on a person. If you a bitch, ain't nobody finna fall in love and nobody's gonna deal with that. If you constantly cussing your significant other out, saying negative shit to them, cheating on them, doing shit that you know that they're not in agreement with, I don't care how many spirits we put on them, it's not going to work. You got to change with the spirit. The spirits are going to demand that you change and transform into something better so that they can help you to manifest the things that you are trying to manifest. I've also had to do that. So this is how I know it's true. Okay? So this video is to basically give you an idea of what it's like to actually work with a spiritual reader, a spiritual worker, and a spiritual advisor. All of three of which I am. All right? All of three of which I am. I'm here to help you. I'm not trying to hurt you. Okay? I'm not trying to hurt anyone in the community. I don't want to hurt anyone in the community. Anyone out there in the marketplace, in the community who is looking for spiritual help. I'm not trying to take your money from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not running away. If I miss an appointment with you for a consultation, I'm not trying to run away with your $77. Trust me, that ain't no money. I ain't trying to run away with your $121. That ain't no money. Let's just reschedule and get things in order because all of us deal with life. I just had a client book a reading with me yesterday, and he went back on my website and rescheduled it because he said, yo, I got something going on. I got to reschedule. Life got in the way. He couldn't do the reading, but he was able to go in and reschedule. So when people call me sometimes when I have a scheduled appointment with them and I got some real life shit going on, I tell them like, look, let's reschedule because I got some real life shit going on. You know what I mean? Like, this is some shit that I got to deal with, and I'm not going to be available for our consultation. Can we reschedule? If they don't want to reschedule, I will refund them for the reading and for the consultation. Spiritual work, I don't do refunds for spiritual work because I do spiritual work. And if I go out and shop for ingredients and animals and things of that nature for you to get this work done, and then I perform it, and because you're not patient, you want a refund, you can kiss my ass. I'm being real with you. I'm not giving you a refund for that because I've already put in the work. Now, I can see if you send the money and then 2 minutes later, you be like, yo, can you send my money back? I don't want to do the work. I'll give you your money back. You know what I mean? But if I'm already, if it's 3-4 days after you done gave me the money and I've already started the work and I've done everything and I'm getting everything together, then you want to act like, oh, I want my money back? No. No. You should have thought about that shit before you sent the money. You know what I mean? And that's only fair. Because I'm a person that actually does the work. I'm not outsourcing the work to somebody else. I'm not fucking overcharging you and going to pay for work from another worker for less. I'm not doing none of that. You know what I mean? I'm the one that's actually doing the work. So if you send me money for work and I tell you, yo, I'm at this place, I'm at that place, I'm getting the ingredients right now, I'm getting the stuff. That means the money you sent me, I'm spending to buy the ingredients, the sacrifices, the offerings, everything that's needed to do your work. I'm buying those things with that money. I can't go back to that store and give the nigga and tell the nigga, look, I don't want these animals. I don't want these roosters. Can you give me my money back? Yeah, they gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy. I can't go back to the Botanica if I'm going to get herbs and candles and stuff like that. They don't be looking at me like I'm crazy, man. And I'm not gonna waste my time doing that. If you that fickle in the mind that you're not sure about what it is that you want to do, please don't call me and waste my time. Please don't do that. Please. Because I don't want to end up tapping into my dark side. That's the thing. I want to stay peaceful. I don't want to tap into my dark, because if you piss me off like that, I may put you in the pot. You know what I'm saying? That's what my dark side want to do. Like, oh, this bitch playing with me. All right, let me show her what's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be on no shit like that. And there are people in the community who are like that. There are people out here in the marketplace online who will do shit like that to you. I got a client right now. Been with me for years. She wanted to work with this other chick. Right? She went and worked with the other chick. You know what the chick did? The chick offered her some spiritual advice and then told her that she needed to perform a spiritual work. The chick, the actual spiritualist, went and said that she did work for the client without the client's consent. And then told the client, oh, you owe me money for this. The client, like, I didn't ask you to do that shit. Well, it doesn't matter. I already did this. This is how mentally sick motherfuckers are in the spiritual community. Went and told the client, oh, well, I already did it, so, you know what I'm saying, expect for all this bad shit to happen to you because you won't pay me. What the fuck? We don't do shit like that. Anybody behaving like that, stay away from them. And if you got a problem with them, come to me. You ain't got to let them know you coming to me. Just come to me. Because I done dealt with the baddest of the baddest. And most of these niggas out here is babies. So just come to me. That's what I'm here for. I ain't all good and I ain't all bad. I'm gray. You know how you got the Jedi and the Sith, and then you got the gray Jedi. Well, I'm the gray Jedi. I'm good and bad. But I like to lean more towards the good. Because the good brings me blessings. It brings me peace. You know what I mean? I try to keep negative people away from me. I try to keep negative spiritualists away from me. I don't talk to no paleros. I don't care about what lineage you are, what Rama you are, who initiated you, what pot you got. I don't care. I don't care about what Orisha you got, who crowned you, what you crowned. I don't care. None of that shit benefits me at all. It only benefits you. If you want to ego trip over what pots you got and what Orisha you got and all that, then go do that shit somewhere else. But don't bring that shit to me. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. Please keep that toxic shit over there. And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just telling you I don't want to deal with that toxic shit. I don't care what your Orisha is. I don't care what pots you got. I don't give a fuck. I got all the pots. I got all the Orishas. I'm a Babalawo. I'm a Tata. I'm a lot of shit. I don't care. And I don't say that to say that I'm better than anybody. I'm saying that to say that I am self-sufficient. I don't care about what you got. And you shouldn't care about what the fuck I got. If your spirits are not giving you what the fuck you want in life, then you need to take that up with your spirits. Don't be jealous and mad at another priest because their spiritual journey, their ego led them and elevated them in a way that yours have not. That is not their problem. It's yours. And it's your egoons. And you need to go to your ancestors and you need to be like, well, why the fuck y'all not helping me? And they may tell you because you owe us this, or you owe us that, or you need to give us this, or you don't pay enough attention to us, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. But it is not the other spiritualist problem. It's just not. It's not the other spiritualist problem. I'm not here to make enemies. I don't want to make no enemies. I just want people to leave me alone. You should want people to leave you alone. And the best way to get people to leave you alone is to mind your own damn business and focus on you. And focus on your journey and focus on your initiations and what the spirits are doing for you to elevate your life. What the Orishas are doing, what your Egon are doing, what the Power spirits are doing, whatever tradition you have subscribed to, you need to put those spirits to the test as to why you're not manifesting the stuff that you're manifesting, because it has nothing to do with nobody else. It honestly doesn't. And on that note, I'm going to end this particular video. I wish y'all a farewell. I hope everybody really paid attention to the things that I'm saying in this video, because I mean you well. And I do want to help you and I want to work with you. And I'm always here no matter what name I go under. I'm still here as the same face. Everybody recognizes this face. Everybody recognizes me. Even in public, people know me from YouTube. So it doesn't matter what name I go by. But Nebro Tishin is here to stay. I'm not changing my name no more. I'm not going by no Tata this, Baba this, none of that. I'm not going by that. Nebro Tishin is me. That's who I am. That's who I will always be. I am your spiritualist. I am your spiritual reader, your spiritual worker, and your spiritual advisor. And on that note, I'm going to bid you a good night. Assalamu alaikum, malaikum salam. I'm going to bid you an alafia, aboro aborie. I'm going to bid you all of those different things that we say in all the different traditions, but simply peace.